Welcome to China Truths. Today we will bring you the following news analysis and commentaries about Chinese leader Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping's absence from military affairs suggests declining authority. CCP elders demand clarity on Xi Jinping's successor amid economic turmoil. Xi Jinping may soon face a pivotal moment that could undermine his rule. Now, let's dive into the details. It's all covered in today's China Truths. Xi Jinping's absence from military affairs suggests declining authority. Chinese leader Xi Jinping, as chairman of the Central Military Commission, CMC, was absent from two major military events recently. Analysts interpret these developments as signs of Xi's waning influence over military affairs. Zhang Youxia, vice chairman of the CMC, chaired both events on October 14 and 15. One was a two-day conference urging military officials to study modern warfare and combat theories, while the other was a meeting with Russian Defense Minister Andrei Belousov. Xi toured Fujian province instead, a southern coastal province facing Taiwan. Notably, He Weidong, Xi's top confidant and the other CMC vice chairman who was junior to Zhang, was also absent from the military meeting, adding to the thinking that Xi no longer wields absolute power in the Chinese military system. China experts have flagged these unusual events as an indication of increasing power sharing between Xi and other senior leaders. Nearly all top military officials attended the two-day military theory conference, a first during Xi's tenure, while Xi issued important instructions without attending it, according to Chinese state-owned media. Zhang also addressed the participants differently. In previous military meetings, Zhang often emphasized adherence to Xi's idea of strengthening the military and the CMC chairman responsibility system that ensures the centralization of military authority in the CMC chairman. But this time, he only talked about the need to study and implement Xi's important instructions, omitting any mention of the two adherence clichés. Chen Pokong, a US-based China expert, believes that some Chinese Communist Party, CCP, leaders have called for Xi to relinquish part of his power. In China's political system, the top leader, even a most revered top leader, can be forced to resign if he has made serious mistakes. Under these circumstances, even those individuals who would typically be unlikely to challenge the leader, including those in his inner circle or those in weaker positions, may feel emboldened to question his authority, and they may succeed, Chen said in a recent interview with NTD television on October 16. Current affairs commentator Tang Jingyuan said that Xi must have intended to be absent from the meeting with Belousov. Xi's inspection tour in Fujian appeared to lack any pressing significance. During the visit, he paid his respects to a deceased CCP cadre recognized as a model leader and delivered speeches on deepening economic reform, promoting technological innovation, and preserving the CCP's local legacy. As the chairman of the Central Military Commission and in the context of a practical alliance with Putin, Xi did not meet with the Russian defense minister but instead went to Fujian to inspect the local economy. This phenomenon shows that the CCP has started changing its policy towards Russia, Tang told NTD. In his view, if Xi's power is curbed, it is very likely that there will be some major changes in China's top echelons regarding US-China relations, the Russia-Ukraine war, and the Taiwan Strait conflict. Chen similarly believes that Xi has effectively been excluded from military affairs, with power in the Central Military Commission now resting in Zhang's hands. Xi and Zhang have had a strained relationship for some time. On December 29, 2023, Chinese authorities announced the removal of 9 military generals from their positions as National People's Congress representatives, at least 3 of whom were connected to Zhang. At the same time, Xi relied on his confidant He, the other CMC vice chairman, to oversee the CMC's daily operations, an action Chen read as keeping Zhang in check. Chen pointed out that Xi's sweeping anti-corruption campaign within the Chinese military has made him a target for high-ranking officials. As a result, they can no longer tolerate his absolute power over the military. Corruption in the Chinese military is pervasive and a long-standing problem. These officials have profited immensely and amassed wealth during the years of military preparedness. If the military really goes to war, it will soon become clear how much they have embezzled into their own pockets, Chen added. they certainly have no desire to ignite a war with anyone. Xi has been advocating Taiwan's reunification by force all these years, putting him increasingly at odds with these military officials. CCP elders demand clarity on Xi Jinping's successor amid economic turmoil. China's Xi Jinping is under pressure from CCP elders for a more defined succession system, insiders say. We might be witnessing the most challenging and tumultuous period for the CCP since it came to power, with leadership succession becoming a pressing topic. Insiders recently disclosed that party elders called for a more defined succession system during the third plenum in July. The CCP holds the planning session every 5 years or so to decide on major economic and social policies. CCP leader Xi Jinping is now under immense pressure, not only from the party elders but, more importantly, from the continuing decline of the Chinese economy, which includes issues such as the stock market slump, the real estate crisis, and local government's debt problems. Internationally, he also faces significant challenges, from foreign trade and exports to the fallout from his support for Russia's invasion of Ukraine, where he has invested considerable effort, money, and resources. Faced with demands from party elders, Xi himself may be reluctant to name a successor at this stage, but he can no longer ignore them. This gives hope to those who see themselves as potential successors. Since the CCP's founding, its leaders have typically come from the Politburo Standing Committee. Following this tradition, Premier Li Qiang, as the second-ranking member, seems poised to succeed Xi. Beyond this nominal status, however, Li lacks substantial advantages, and there is no guarantee of support from the party elders. Retired members of the Jiang faction, also known as the Shanghai clique, who are allies of the now-deceased former CCP leader Jiang Zemin, may oppose Li relentlessly because, in his previous role as the Shanghai Party secretary, he undermined their influence in Shanghai at Xi's behest. Moreover, Li's lack of experience in the central government also means he lacks crucial connections in Beijing. In contrast, Kai Chi, the director of the CCP General Office and the fifth-ranking member of the Politburo Standing Committee, has spent the past year acquiring more titles and control over key committees, making it unlikely that he would accept Li as a superior. Xi should still have a say in the succession, but managing the rivalry between Li and Kai will be a major challenge for him. Ding Xuexiang, 62 years old, the first vice premier and the sixth-ranking member of the Politburo Standing Committee, appears to be a potential successor arranged by Xi. By keeping Ding on the Standing Committee, Xi appears to be deliberately positioning him as a viable candidate for succession. Although Ding has less experience and no background in local governance, Xi may have thought his relatively young age positioned him as a suitable candidate when Xi originally intended to rule for life. Ding, having closely followed Xi and run the central office, is well acquainted with infighting among CCP members and likely has many high-level officials' secrets in his hands, though gaining acceptance from the party elders remains a hurdle. This scenario indicates that none of the Politburo members currently possess a decisive advantage over their rivals, creating a tense atmosphere. They must also remain vigilant against emerging dark horses, including former Politburo member Hu Chunhua. Once a candidate favored by the faction of former CCP leader Hu Jintao, Hu Chunhua enjoys an age advantage and may attract support from certain elders. On October 8, an article by Hu Chunhua was prominently featured in various state media outlets. As vice chairman of the Political Consultative Conference, he advocated that the political advisory body should adhere to Xi's directives. The article aimed to express loyalty and increase visibility, indicating that Hu believes he can compete for the CCP's top leadership position. However, returning to the Politburo and advancing to the Standing Committee are essential steps toward his ambitions. The outcome will likely depend on the decisions of the top echelons of the CCP, including the retired party elders. This group is obsessed with the privileges and benefits they have secured for themselves, and they will undoubtedly fight to keep the CCP in power. Thus, amid the current crisis, the most pressing issue facing the CCP may no longer be Xi's fate or the balance of power but rather the direction the party should take in the next stage, how to overcome its current predicament and who can lead the party out of this crisis. Xi Jinping may soon face a pivotal moment that could undermine his rule. Xi took over China in 2012. At the closing ceremony of the 20th National Party Congress in 2022, when she secured his third term, Xi's predecessor, Hu Jintao, was publicly removed from the meeting. Hu sat to Xi's immediate left and was reluctant to leave. However, Xi showed a poker face as staff members lifted Hu and escorted him out. Such CCP events are usually highly choreographed. A public humiliation of Hu wouldn't have happened without Xi's permission. All the present senior party leaders ignored what happened. On his way out, Hu put a hand on the shoulder of his protégé Li Keqiang, who died of a sudden heart attack a year later. Li retired in 2022 as a member of the CCP's Politburo Standing Committee. Today, Xi finds himself in a remarkably similar situation, facing the fallout of failed COVID-19 measures, a faltering economy, and a housing crisis. His sweeping anti-corruption efforts, often said to be deployed to remove his political enemies, and blatant disregard for party elders like Hu Jintao have left him increasingly isolated. Sources said that the CCP elders want Xi to designate a successor, an issue that has been postponed since Xi secured his third term. Xi wants a successor from his inner circle, possibly debating between Premier Li Qiang and first-ranked Vice Premier Ding Xuexian. However, within the broader CCP, including the Hu Jintao faction and influential elders, there is a strong preference for Hu Chunhuo, Hu Jintao's confidant. Last year, Xi sacked Defense Minister Li Shangfu, Foreign Minister Qin Gang, and at least 4 rocket force generals, all of whom he had personally elevated to these key positions.